Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online, and I'm back out here with the Jackdaw doing some more exploration. And I must say, especially with the Guardians Gala sites, it does feel to me like we are having a better time just solo exploring for good combat sites. So I just found a 4 out of 10. It's actually been a while. And let's start orbiting this at range, because of course this Jackdaw is not that strong. If we get into trouble DPS wise, this could actually break our tanks. So let's go. They're finally targeting me. We're gonna start off with the auto targeting missiles like that. But it's a great ship, and yep, from my experience, I'm finding quite a few more sites at this point. On top of that, I've just found a 4 out of 10 in detail as well, and it dropped like 200 million in loot. So feels to me like luck is finally changing. So let's see how this works out here. The range on these missiles is 70 kilometers. I can basically destroy anything that comes near me. We'll also keep a close eye on like the closest cruiser. Just so that you guys can see that we take those down, well, decently well, not super well, but eventually this is what you can do, of course, with this auto Jackdaw. You can just keep orbiting the gate at a safe distance. You're fast enough so you don't take any real damage. You're cap stable, so you can keep repping and keep the Afterburner running as well, and you just take everything down that's on the field. It is pretty good. I love how the missiles stagger here, just one after another, going after the closest target. When you're like a little bit far away, you do waste a couple of missiles, but now, for instance, we're at 26 kilometers, so that should be fine. All of these small guys are getting destroyed pretty effectively. Let's see if we end up on one of these cruisers. There we go. Now we're going after that mutilator, and here you can see the limits of just using the auto missiles. They are quite a bit lower in DPS. It takes us quite a bit of time to actually get through one of these Centum mutilators. They usually also manage a rep cycle. This one apparently does not, but while it's very consistent, it is also relatively slow. Next up here we get a Spectre. I do like that by the time we're gonna use all our missiles, this first room is basically going to be cleaned up. So timing wise, this is not optimal, but it definitely works. Let's see what I should do. I should probably look for these two small guys. They're over there, so we're gonna cut in that direction to try and take them down while the auto missiles are still here, and then we'll probably switch to some more performing missiles after that. So we still need this one to go down. There it goes. That is fine. Now we're gonna start to orbit that at 1,000 meters, because we do eventually, of course, want to get to that gate as well. And then we're gonna switch to, maybe I'll try the Mjolnirs. They are the best damage type normally against the Sancha. I tested it out with the Tech 2 missiles in the previous 4 out of 10, so we can break the true Sancha with that. I wonder if it will work with these faction missiles as well. So there we go. They are firing on the Symptom Torture. Range on this one, 50 kilometers. That's better. It's only 40 kilometers with the Tech 2 missiles, but the DPS is a little bit lower. Now we basically have to hope that we are hitting in the gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't really matter with this. Just send them all. If you really want to speed this up a little bit, then you can of course group all weapons. That'll work as well. But I do like to watch individual missiles go after my targets. And yep, another rep from the Syntatis Phantasm here. That is not super good, but next volley, that one is down. This time I'll try and stagger them a little bit better to get that consistent DPS going. So that's gonna be the mutilator next. That works quite well, and you can clearly tell 217, 230, 300 sometimes, especially on the hull. That's quite decent and a lot more than the auto targeting missile. So let's go after the next one. There we go. Let's take a look at the hits. 220 instead of like 170-ish for the other targeting missiles. Very stable again here. Every single hit here is for 220 round. I kind of wonder why that is. Normally you get at least somewhat of a difference. Now there we go. 253, 293. That's probably because it was hitting part armor and part structure. Okay. Honestly, we usually see at least somewhat of a difference in the outgoing DPS, but these are really consistent. That does mean that I could take a look at the last one by going for the Tech 2. So we had 293, 220-ish. Let's go for the Furies, just to get a quick comparison of that potential DPS here. So these are ready. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 214, that's actually less than the auto target, no, than the faction missiles. Let's see which one I have here. The Caldari Navy Mjolnir light missiles. Alright, so this is less damage. 299 than on structure, that's a little bit more, but honestly on structure that is not a problem. So, okay, very, very cool. We're going to put these Mjolnirs, faction Mjolnirs back in here, like that, and then we're gonna tackle room number 2. See what we have to do over here. Of course, we have to be a little careful. Ooh, and we get another cosmic signature coming in here as well. Maybe we get something else that's good. Okay, yep. Let's get out here and see if we can tackle room number 2. Now, obviously, this is a lot slower than something like a Gila, something like my Ishtar, but it's also so much cheaper that I personally think it's worth it. It's also a lot more fun to fly. So here we go. We have that range of 50 kilometers, so we can basically hit whatever we want. I'm going to go straight for that true Sancha at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It did take quite a while to go through the entire tank that this True Sancha Foreman has. Here you can see now 148, 149. We're definitely going to speed this up with the Afterburner at this point. And then on the armor, what kind of hits? It just keeps going, 149. So really, hitting the right damage type is pretty important. Almost half armor. This is definitely better than what I did with the Tech 2 missiles. That is very good to know. And as you can see now, that True Sancha Foreman is slowly getting destroyed. We're going to take a little bit more room, because getting straight into the middle of all of this is actually quite a bit of incoming DPS. You can see even now that my tank is slightly suffering from everything that's happening. And I need to basically pull away a little bit more. We're still well in range for the True Sancha Foreman. And you can see also how he keeps repping. Oof, and this is actually quite a bit more damage than what I want to see. Almost halfway through my shields. So let's keep going. But after that, we should be able to take enemy DPS off the field pretty quickly. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat on the 1 then. If we missed it, keep one eye on the loot drop. Where the hell is it? Back here. Okay, Overseer Wreck. So we're gonna try and dive down a little bit. And we're gonna take all of these nasty little guys down out. Everything that's like fast and could really put us in trouble. I want that gone. One shot, that's pretty good. So that was on the 2. And that was on the 3. Now we're diving down, and then we'll go back up to try and grab our loot, if I can find it again. That's gonna be the Overseer Wreck. Yep, let's head in here. My tank is doing fine. We're taking most of these small guys out as well. Closest, we'll keep an eye on you as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty damn good. Yep, pretty nice. 4. So big difference, of course, if you compare the faction missiles to the auto targeting missiles. I'll go after you next. If you feel unsafe, you can always now go into defense mode. Let's maybe quickly do that as we get to the loot. Unfortunately, nothing too good, but that's a side done. And then I'm actually gonna move to the Dira Gate, which is there next. But look at this now. In tank mode, we can rep a lot more. Our resistances are better. We're taking the full brunt of all of these cruisers. but we are not phased. Look at that, I'm even repping back all the way. And this is something that was mentioned on the previous Jackdaw video. When you go into warp, go into speed mode. So let's transform yet again and get this Jackdaw in for speed mode. Or propulsion mode as it's called. I actually thought it was only for non-warp speed that you would take advantage, but apparently that is not the case. And then let's take a look at what that extra signature is. Here, yep, right there. Pretty large as well. So this could be good. I also found a 3 out of 10 on my very first round. At the end of my first round I came back into Detail, found a 4 out of 10. Did a full round with finding nothing, and now I'm back here in Tashinaz, and so we got this first 4 out of 10, and then here we have another signature that potentially could be good. So to me, feeling pretty damn good. Exploration is back on the menu for me. I'm absolutely loving it, and it's finally paying dividends. I'm actually making ISK from my exploration time. Loving the Jackdaw. Oh, I should of course also do a reload all. Let's see what we're up against. If it's a combat site, we still don't know. Okay. Oh, and people keep telling me to double click on the signature as well, so that we can get a closer look. And that's then a double click that I don't have to do. Analyze only needs 1 click. Let's see if it's a combat site. And no, it's a local Sasha data terminal. One disadvantage, of course, I can't go and do the data sites here. Let's see what's happening in Dira. And a little bit further down the line, if it's still available, there could also still be a vigil, which could be worth it. Here we got nothing new. We still have a den that I could do. Pretty easy to run in this ship as well. And now, of course, we're in propulsion mode, so that should make some viewers happy. Get those warps done more quickly. Is that really how it works? I'm not exactly sure myself. Current speed 4.5 AU. Okay, you know what? Normally we can check that in another big system and see if it makes a big difference. So that was 4.5 AU. Of course, as we approach the gate, my speed is already going back down. But with a bit of luck... Nail? I think Nail is pretty large. And does it have a new signature? No, it does not. And we're talking lower debel. Yeah, that's plenty. So we're actually going to go into a sharpshooter mode and see how my speed stacks up at max. It's also 4.5 AU. A second, then let's switch up to propulsion mode. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't change my max speed. That's still 4.5 AU. So maybe you get like a little bit more in your agility, in your speed of getting into warp. Although normally all it really does is bonus to max velocity and bonus to ship inertia modifier. Does that do enough? I don't think so. I don't see the big advantage here when it comes to warp speed. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely wrong on that. We've got another 16 AU warp. Let's see what we can get out to here. Still going for kilometers a second. 4.5 AU. Yep. Unless it's when I started my warp. We'll do another one. Now we'll land in sharpshooter mode. We'll stay in sharpshooter mode just to test this out. But honestly, doesn't feel like it's that much better. So what do we have in upper debil? I think that's where I found my 3 out of 10. And we have nothing new. We have a warp to lead at 36 kilometers. Let's see here. Now this is slower. I think my speed up time to get into warp, but I mean it's not a big deal to me. Current speed 4.5 AU. Yeah, doesn't make that big of a difference. So honestly, do you have to switch to propulsion mode? Maybe you'll get into warp a little bit more quickly. And if you're scanning, of course, and doing lots of jumps and warps through systems, it is going to increase your efficiency a little bit. But is that really making that big of a difference? I personally don't think so. So let's move into this system. I think that's where we've got our vigil. Yep, there it is. Sancha Vigil. I was a little bit hesitant at first to go in there, but yeah, now that I'm fully ready. First room, you want to be in defense mode when it comes to a Vigil, because the incoming DPS is substantial. And then the second room, gotta be a little careful what we do as well. So you want to be in max DPS. I don't think you want to get in here with your auto-targeting missiles. Because just that little bit of less DPS and not being able to choose your primary targets is a bit of a problem. But here we go, showing the Jackdaw in this Sancha Vigil. It's a pretty tough side actually. The incoming DPS, as you'll see in a moment, is pretty big because of all of these turrets on the sides. So we are going to just straight align with the gate again. That should be okay. We're speeding up. Sentry tower 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take that down. Look at that first volley. Half my shield's gone. That does hurt a lot. And then, of course, as we do a lot of damage to the security tower, that is going to mean more spawns, but they're pretty far away. We're almost ripping that stuff back. And then there's another volley. That does hurt. I hope that we can get through this like right now and not bounce on that stuff. Let's go, go, go. Because another volley could actually be dangerous here. Why is this so bad? I need to go, 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 go. Ooh, it actually got me into armor. Okay, that's the first time that that happens. What the hell happened? Let's go. Get those reps back up. And next, let's see what we got here. We're definitely gonna move at... Maybe I should have used my Afterburner, but then I was a little bit afraid of overshooting the gate. So that's a lesson learned. There's the Sancha Stasis Tower. Gonna be my primary. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have the range on this now? 42 kilometers. That should be fine. Loyals are a bit of a problem sometimes. So we're gonna see what we can do this way. Or maybe just take that monster out as well. So now we're doing fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. Here we got spider drone, spider drone, spider drone. And then you're looking for T for true Sancha, which we want to start to approach. We're at speed. Let's see here. Spider drone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I take that down? Like this. Okay, we're at least hitting it super consistently again as well. And true Sancha is down here. First spider drone is down. So my tank like this is holding without any real issues. And my DPS, yeah, no, at least we get some smashes, hits. Makes a little bit of a difference from time to time. So that's not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final spider drone. And then the excavator is also rushing me, so we'll be able to... Oh, quite a bit of damage all of a sudden. Is that because I'm slowing down? Yeah, that's gonna be because I'm slowing down. God damn, this site is already testing me a little bit. But this doesn't have that much HP, so just a couple of volleys will be enough. Go, go, go. Keep repping. Take him down, please. There we go. Grab that loot. Let's see about taking down that Devourer as well. Demon at 10. We could try a Loyal, but those have very strong resistances. So I'm just gonna stay in defensive mode. My speed should go up slowly. Phew, and we're starting to breathe. Even these Loyals do get destroyed pretty well. So that's nice to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Nothing special in the loot again. Alright, we get Udella next. Let's go. And at this point, honestly, I feel safer just staying into defensive mode because of how strong my tank is. So that's the vigil. Don't go in here in sharpshooter mode or in a speed mode. Even this was quite tough in the first room. Now we could switch to propulsion mode for the rest of it. Let's do a reload all. Okay, well, it's still getting the job done, but gotta be a little extra careful, of course. This is far more engaging, of course, than running exploration in my Ishtar, where I just sit at the warping point, let my sentry drones clear everything out, always go for the primary target, tractor the loot in. This is a little bit different, especially if you try to. Let's go Esesama next. Could run the refuges, but yeah. Not really what we're going for at this point. Yeah, as I was saying, especially when you're going for the high-end sites, at least for highsec, 4 out of 10, these vigils, you can see that it's a little bit more work. The ship is basically one class too small to be optimal for the content, and it shows, but it's hitting above its weight pretty damn well. The DPS is actually pretty impressive. So, in fact, the refuge has just been finished. We have Esesama, and then I'm almost home, so that'll be fine. And let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm not feeling that much of a difference going through the warps in into speed mode. Now maybe here, let's see. Yeah, this is definitely a big difference. Getting into warp is a lot faster, but the warp itself is at 4.5 AU, just like in sharpshooter mode. So I really don't feel like it's making that big of a difference, unless you're really chaining the warps, which is what I'm doing at this point, of course. So might be worth it to make it a habit to switch to propulsion mode whenever you're actually traveling, and then wait for you to find something, actually warp to that signature, and then get into sharpshooter mode or defensive mode, depending on, of course, the site that you're finding. A 3 out of 10 sharpshooter mode, 4 out of 10, yeah, you can do so as well. Vigil, get into that defense mode, because otherwise you'll be in a lot of trouble. All that's left here is a chemical yard, so those two sites have been run, the Gala site. So as I've said, this is creating a little bit of breathing room for me to do exploration in. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.